I'm just going to fawn over you now. Like, being on set with Hilary Duff is a nice time. And I tell you this, and you're what's called the number one on the call sheet, which is basically the call sheet is everyone's times to come to work for the day, and the lead is at the top, and then everyone's more depreciating. Like on How I Met Your Father, I'm like number 98. Anyway.
They're idiots for that, by the way. I'm always begging for Josh to be with us all the time.
Well,
because you're so busy with other jobs.
Yeah. Well, what can I say? You know,
like Oppenheimer. Woohoo!
Oppenheimer and iCarly. You know, we keep it balanced here, Queens. But you know, your day can be infinitely, as someone who's not the lead, can be infinitely affected by how the lead is feeling. It's just how it is. If the lead comes in and is like not having a good day or doesn't want to be collaborative or just has a bad energy, then everyone's tiptoeing and everyone's adjusted and no one feels even comfortable being happy because you know, like, you just don't want to disrupt the star. And you know that's true, right? Like, come on, say names. Who have you worked with like that? I'll start here.
I will not say names, but I do. I mean, I'm weirdly uncomfortable with how you're talking about me in front of me, but like, thank you for saying that because it's really nice. And but I don't know what would have to fall apart in my life for me to like show up to work and bring all my baggage. Like, I just wasn't trained like that, or I just don't operate that way.
But you also like come there and you want everyone to be great. And anyway, I don't want to make you any more uncomfortable, but yeah, you're just like, you're good people. And
thank you.
And I remember, you know, it was funny because, in case you didn't know, Ben, Hilary and I had made a movie together when we were in our early 20s. And I remember showing up the first day on How I Met Your Father. And I was like, oh, what a reunion. And I remember a couple weeks went by and I was like, remember when we made that movie together? And Hilary went, what movie? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Did you not remember the movie?
No,
it's okay.
I did. Of course I did. But I haven't thought about that in a really long time. And you and I didn't hang out at all when we filmed that movie.
Well, I told you that story about the night we drove home together. Do you remember that? I remember.
Yes, I do too. Can you refresh my memory?
What movie?
Okay.
Oh my
What
God,
movie?
let's please not dig it up. This is the thing, is my past, the second it gets talked about, all comes back to haunt me. That's the one shitty thing about having a career this long and like
I
being
haven't
a
even
child
brought up
star.
I haven't even brought up Cinderella Story, which should have won an
I'm always
Oscar.
happy to talk about that one.
That one's classic.
And also just Jennifer Coolidge, like with White Lotus. Like, I guess we can get to it, but like, do you guys still speak? No, you're answering a different question. What movie are we talking about?
It's not important the name, but it exists. I think a reviewer said about my performance in that movie that I looked mentally handicapped, and like they wondered. So, you know, I took a big swing. Anyway, I remember I was 21 years old. I was look, Ben can keep it together, which I was going for. I swear to God. God. I remember we were shooting in Vancouver. I was 21 years old.
It was the role of a lifetime for Josh.
Total cliche. And I remember like people saying like, you know, the weed in Vancouver, you know, is very strong. And it must have been, because I remember smoking pot throughout that experience for the month we shot that movie, and I don't remember a thing. And
How'd you remember riding home with me then?
Okay, so because it was so deeply embarrassing. All I remember is that you were nice enough. I remember you were going home and you had like a car service that would take you home, or someone was driving you, and
I guess I did.
You're very fancy. and you were like, well, like Hilary said, you can catch a ride home in her car, and I was like, oh, amazing. So at this point, and we'd had some interaction, but like we hadn't really, you know, broed down the way we have. And so I'm sitting in the front seat and you're in the back, and I'm not saying a word. Because, like, I don't know protocol. It's your car. I'm really insecure. I used to be 100 pounds overweight. I don't want to talk about it. And I just remember you said, what kind of music do you like? And I just remember thinking, oh, she can't be talking to me. I figured you were talking to the driver or maybe on a phone call.
Are you okay?
And I didn't respond. And I just sat there, like, staring out the window.
I'm embarrassed for you right now.
And I remember the driver looked over at me. And
like, hello?
Like, the grizzled
Speak
driver. Like, and he's like, hey, she asked you what kind of music you like. And I just remember I was like, oh, hip hop. And then I just proceeded to stare. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad you didn't remember.
The only thing that I actually do remember that now that you say it, but you and I didn't hang.
We didn't.
During that, and just like, it's just so funny is you have no idea what someone's going through or the narrative that they, like what they're walking in with. You know what I mean? Like, so for you to think that I wouldn't be speaking to you and instead I'd be speaking to like the transpo guy, whom, by the way, I do always love my transpo drivers and usually have very meaningful relationships with them because I talk a lot. But, like, I was really insecure filming that movie. I was like, no one likes me, and I don't know. Yeah, of course. Yes.
And it was pretty, like, dramatic and dark. Like, was it a little bit...
It was one of the worst experiences of my life.
Say more.
Oh, I don't even remember it. I just remember being like, I can't wait to be done. Like, well, why did I say yes to this?
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I need to know the movie. I know you won't divulge it. It's fine.
Oh, my God.
It's fine.
Listen, there's a little thing called IMDb, my friend. What was the movie called?
It's called What Goes Up.
What Goes Up. It was called something else, right?
Safety Glass.
Safety Glass. I never even saw it. Never even watched it.
Do we get any residuals? Like, what if we blow the movie back up? Like, what if... Will you guys start making money, or there's no chance?
No, I don't think there's a chance. I don't think it's gonna blow up.
Then it's not looking good.
It's just gonna blow up things for us that we probably don't want to revisit.
Then we'll leave it buried. Hilary, we do something on this show called a What Are You Nuts moment of the week.
What are you nuts?
What are you nuts? Where Josh sort of, I mean, I could have turned to him and said, "What are you nuts?" for divulging, but that very sad car ride. That very sad car ride. That could be your What Are You Nuts is live in time. But
hold on, I have a question. So for you to be like, oh, the weed is so strong in Vancouver, let me just keep smoking it and be out of my mind and not know if people are like
talking to me?
Yeah.
I didn't know. It was all in retrospect. It was in hindsight. We shot that movie December of 2007, and I got sober February 2008. So it had a real effect.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I talked to my sponsor about you. No, I'm kidding. No,
I
didn't.
God.
No, I didn't.
You asked me what kind of music I like, and I didn't answer, and then I just mumbled hip hop.
I totally ruined my shot with Hilary Duff.
I actually do remember, Josh, that you shot me some one-word thing, and I was like, cool, doesn't want to be friends. Moving on.
No, you remember that now? It's coming back?
Yeah,
Memories?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I have a lot of those. Like, there's a lot of holes in my come up, but like when someone... I'm not saying I always remember, but I do remember that car ride.
Oh, boy. Well, I'm glad.
You still got that job on How I Met Your Father. It's
I know.
A miracle.
Thank God you didn't remember. Literally me, I'm so self-centered. I'm like, Hilary must have been singing my praises. She's like, I worked with him 10 years ago. No,
He's the best.
Yeah, we're the good